characters do.
And the SPDs are slower. And so
yes.
you can't just randomly guess SPD, because you can see a little bit of the Street Fighter 4 stuff still come out of people, right? We're still trying to get away with it.
Yeah.
Where they kind of just walk up and try to do it. But that startup of 5 frames is gigantic compared to what people had to deal with before.
And with 2.5 extra frames, there's more time for your opponent. What we see commonly is that your opponent has time to just walk out of the range.
Yeah.
We see Zangief kind of wiggle and the inputs come out, and it's like the opponent has walked out of that range already.
Oh, man. Let's get into this next match with Circa LPN versus Stupid Yoshi.
From Pool W2.
On Smash.gg.
Make sure to get your taxes done on time. Circa LPN versus Stupid Yoshi. We know it's going to be the Urien. So LPN had a big decision to make. Both of his characters were looking like interesting investments of time for Season 2. Alex got hit pretty hard.
Well, let's take it back another level, right? Are we trying to get salaries now? Are we eSports now?
We are.
Why are you not going to play Urien, a character that literally can do anything he wants at any time, and it's kind of right?
What we saw in Season 1 was actually a really great mix of Verdi and Alex, which was like not what we expected from LPN, considering in Super Street Fighter we saw Adon and Cammy for a very long time. This harkens back to Street Fighter 4 LPN, where he wants to play the characters that win, and Urien is the best choice in Season 2.
Great counter hit confirming the Crouching Fierce with Urien. He really knows the character, and it's really showing here. I think we're going to see a mix-up. Yeah, this is the best mix-up.
Oh, goodness, right there.
Oh, man.
And, you know,
that Nemo mix-up, man.
2 buttons that, in Season 1, they were devastating and then further got better. Are we having controller issues?
Oh, hey.
Oh, no, is that a wireless DualShock
hands up, don't
issue?
DQ, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
So, what we see.
Uh-oh. I would take that.
Oh, is it?
Hey man, if it was LPN next to me and he did that, I would just.
Is it one of the?
They didn't desync the controller?
Of the players?
Oh, they didn't desync the controllers?
Yeah, I think it was a desync issue. I think we've got the last player using a wireless DualShock 4. You know.
So welcome to Genesis 4, right?
Right.
So let's just talk about some of the rules, right? People don't understand this, so I think this is a good time to talk about it.
And this has been an issue that we've had for a while.
So in the rules, it does say both players on the machine are responsible to turn off controllers, desync the stuff. Ideally, what are they doing? They're like, you know what we should do? We should nuke the PS4. So what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to go into settings and then turn off all the Bluetooth controllers before they start. Also, the players who are using the Bluetooth controller, if they're being a responsible adult, they should turn off the controller and everything is fine. I heard that there's similar issues in Smash with wireless controllers. Wireless controllers always have some kind of issue. And they're allowed, they're tournament legal.
They are tournament legal.
But there are rules to the legality. It's like, you know, you can't just get drunk anywhere.
Right.
You need to be able to do this.
I mean, and I feel like the reason we're seeing this is because Street Fighter V is a console-only game. The DualShock 4 that comes with your PS4 is maybe one of the most commonly used controllers we have in the community these days.
Good. And they're not bad controllers. They're great controllers.
Knuckle Do 1 Capcom Cup on a DualShock 4.
Yeah.
But it does come with that added responsibility. Even though you can plug it in as a wireless controller, reduce your input lag, it is up to you to make sure that you're not connected to the PS4 afterwards. And if you're not familiar with this issue, if the player walks away, they disconnect, and we get a notification that interrupts the game. Are they going? They're going right back into it.
Back into it. Okay, great. Looks like they were going into rest mode earlier.
Right. and you know, shouts for the PS4 for being so robust that we can, you know, shut the console down and go right back into the game at the same time.
Yeah. Just gotta stop those Bluetooth connections. Okay, and so LPN, you can see it, right? He's just doing pretty much anything.
Right.
He's doing a lot of shoulders, like really testing the knowledge of the Ibuki player. LPN's one of those characters, one of our competitors, who just really has to test his opponent, but at this extreme level.
Well, he tests at the extreme level so that later on he can make the extreme read.
Yep.
And what that does is that, you know, he doesn't have to call into it, but in a dire situation, he's able to. And that's highlight reel material, and we do want salaries.
Yeah. Like, I really like what LPN's doing. I really like this character choice.
Ooh.
Oh man,
you got to be ready. If you're crouching and you see the headbutt, you're not going to block it unless it's the EX headbutt. You need to be ready to low profile it. Well, it's an automatic low profile. You need to be ready to punish it.
Yeah. Well, I'm calling it right now. I think that the Ibuki player is kind of getting overwhelmed by LPN's offense. Probably hasn't played a Urien at this level of aggression.
Right. Right there. And that is such an incredible button right there. It's the target combo, potentially into overhead, potentially into V-trigger. It's also just great in the mid-range.
Potentially the tick grab, potentially into anything.
Well, it's so just good. In the mid-range. It has great range. It's, you know, the frame advantage is so useful.
Well, in that scenario, it would be a mix-up.
Right.
On the ground, the forward medium punch is like -2. But if you go straight into target combo, it's a frame trap.
Right, so you need to refrain from it sometimes because you don't want to get frame trapped by the overhead.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like kind of frame positive.
Kind of, yeah.
The fact that it's not unsafe on block is the biggest indicator of its strength. Good punish right there. Good hit confirms. And the pressure game, you know, this is the real pain train in Season 2
nice
right
cross
now.
Up.
Oh, and the boldness.
Oh man, please press a button.
Wow.
Like, so you know he was in his head because he's just like, just doing this.
Yeah. It's like the old focus attack except there's no armor on it.
Yeah. He's just staring right at him.
Right.
Do something. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's when you know that someone, you know, has a really strong read on your opponent. What I thought was interesting was that we actually saw a lot of anti-air attempts from Ibuki, but the timing wasn't